We've had such a blast exploring the township of Greater Madawaska. If you love connecting with nature, whether it's peaceful on a trail or shredding through the snow, this is the place to be. I'm joined with my friend here, Tana. She is the owner of Mad River Paddle Co. So tell us what people can expect when they walk through your doors. Okay, thank you so much, Tana. Of course, the township of Greater Madawaska. It's located about 45 minutes southwest of Ottawa. Perfect for a weekend getaway or even a day trip. Yep. If you like fast cars, you're going to want to stick around. Well, we are at the Home Depot Curity store on Giving Tuesday. We're talking about ways that we can give back to our communities across Canada. I'm joined with my friend Amy here from the Home Depot Canada Foundation. Giving Tuesday, such a great time to give back. Your gift just keeps on giving thanks to the Home Depot Canada Foundation. Thank you so much, Amy. Of course, the Orange Door Project campaign, it runs now until December 22nd. You can head on over to your local Home Depot Canada store and donate in person. You can also donate online at orangedoorproject.ca. That's absolutely right, Nicole. We are actually wrapping up the Name the Plow campaign. So let me introduce you to the Mayor of Vaughan. We have Stephen Del Duca here. He's so excited for winter that he's already put up his Christmas lights, believe it or not. He's actually going to be announcing that coming up next. So do you have one that you submitted yourself? We have to know.
Well, you know, I thought about it a little bit too late, but the one that I came up with was Stephen Del Scupa.
Stephen Del Scupa, that's a good one.
Thank you. How about you?
Okay, I'm thinking maybe Jordan Read Runner, because when the snow sees me, it runs for the hills. What do you think?
I don't know. If you have to explain the name, Jordan, I'm not quite sure that it works so well, but, you know, A for effort.
Thank you. Okay, this is why I ask and not answer the questions. Well, it's a bit of a rinse and repeat when it comes to the Maritimes and Atlantic Canada as we head into the weekend. We're looking at freezing rain. They saw it here in New Brunswick from 3 a.m. all the way until the evening hours. 8 hours straight of freezing rain turned into snow, looking like a messy system, and it doesn't stop there. I'm Jordan Reed here with your national forecast. Okay, so we're talking about ice, snow, and rain for the eastern side of the country, but as we head to the western side of the country, we do have some showers as well, but you also mentioned we have a high pressure system, which is great for skiers and snowboarders. Churchill plus 17 degrees, can you believe it? Starting January. That is amazing, but we do have a little bit of more colder pattern for the prairies as we head into the work week. But we also have very cloudy Saturday for southern Ontario as well. We're looking for lake effect snow as well as we head into our Sunday. Well, we are celebrating a big milestone with McDonald's Canada. It's their 5th annual donation to Food Banks Canada this December. I'm joined with my friend here, Kirsten, with Food Banks Canada. Tell me a little bit about what this donation means to you. Of course, thanks to McDonald's Canada, their independent owners, Food Banks Canada as well, for their unwavering dedication to fighting food insecurity across the nation. And it's not just this donation, but it's initiatives that they champion throughout the year. We'll have more here in Markham, Ontario coming up. On April 13th, a female healthcare worker tested positive for COVID-19 at St. Thomas Elgin General Hospital. The head of the hospital, Robert Byron, says the virus was contracted through community transmission. He says the individual immediately notified the hospital and precautions were put in place to limit the transmission of the virus.
Included what we refer to as contact tracing. So identified any staff that this individual is in contact with during her shift, and as well any patients that the individual cared for.
All staff members who had contact with the individual are currently self-isolating, and patients were also notified. The woman last worked on April 11th.
The individual had not worked for a number of days prior to that, so we were focusing on that particular shift. So the individual during her shift was wearing personal protective equipment throughout the entire shift. We've assessed, based on our understanding of that shift, the likelihood of in-hospital transmission is low.
Brantford General Hospital declared an outbreak of COVID-19 over the weekend. 5 healthcare workers tested positive for COVID-19, including 1 patient. Head of Brant Community Healthcare confirms there is now a second COVID-19 positive patient as of yesterday who contracted the virus in hospital.
Since the declaring of the outbreak, we do have an additional patient that has tested positive that was associated with that outbreak and was a roommate. We have a look-back window of 48 hours from the time of contact. I can tell you, though, to identify this particular case, we had to look back beyond the 48-hour window that we traditionally have looked at.
One patient is in critical condition. The medical officer of health for Middlesex London gives some advice for those on the front lines.
We're doing something called work-home isolation. So rather than just home isolation where you've got an individual who's sick staying at home, those that are working in those high-risk settings isolate themselves as much as possible, even when they get home.
Jordan Reed, CTV News. We've escaped the big city and we have headed to the township of Greater Madawaska, and we are here to connect with nature and, of course, hit the slopes. I'm joined with my friend here, Matt. He is the snow school director here at Calabogie Peaks Resort. So happy to be here. So, Matt, what can people expect?
Well, you can expect a fun, family-friendly atmosphere here where we can do all kinds of cool things. All you have to do is show up.
All you have to do is show up because they have everything you need right here. Full rentals, and you also have a full ski school or snowboarding school so people can learn here.
Yeah, so we can handle ages from 3 to their grandparents at 8. We can do everything from folks who've never skied and snowboarded before to those experts who want a little bit more. And we even have stuff for those family members and those friends who don't want to ski or snowboard. You can go hang out at our outdoor fire pits, you can go skate, you can go snowshoe, you can go cross-country skiing. You can do everything you want here, or you can just go up to Black Donald's and enjoy the view and the music at the end of the day with everybody else. It's just a great place to hang out.
I love it, Matt. And you also have great food options here as well. One-stop shop for all the family fun. What do you love about living here?
It's the community. Honestly, like Greater Madawaska, Renfrew, that whole area. I grew up here. I went out west for a while, but I moved back here, and this is where I call home, and I couldn't make a better place for my family to be.
There's no place like home. Thank you so much, Matt. Of course, you can head on out here as well with your family. It's located just about 45 minutes west of Ottawa, 4-hour drive from Toronto. Certainly a place to spend a magical weekend. Before humanity discovered fire, they lived roughly half of their lives in darkness, left with only the moon and the stars as their compass. Fast forward to today, and light pollution is all around us.
It's grown into like billboards and street lights and porch lights. We are so good at illuminating things.
Over time, many of us have shied away from darkness, but campsite booking program Hip Camp wants you to celebrate it by using the Dark Skies map. It's a first-of-its-kind tool that allows adventurers to find campsites across the country where the stars will shine the brightest.
So what we've done is we've used data from the International Dark Sky Association, right? So they are out there mapping light pollution. And by mapping light pollution, you can understand where there's places where there's still darkness, right? Where that light pollution hasn't kind of seeped in yet.
It's all about finding destinations destined for darkness, so you can have the best stargazing experience on your next outdoor adventure.
So much magic in nature, and it doesn't stop when the sun goes down.
Post hopes inspiring Canadians to find a deeper appreciation for nature and its inhabitants. Will also inspire them to find new ways to reduce light pollution at home. As you can see behind me, the wheelchair has been returned to the family by police, but it's merely a skeleton of what it once was. 9-year-old Aaliyah stares at what's left of her wheelchair that she has had since she was 4.
I can't use it at all.
It's been a lifeline for Aaliyah, who lives with cerebral palsy.
Go on, honey.
And now it sits on her driveway, stripped of its parts.
Well, it's just so upsetting. Like, I just couldn't believe it. I was in shock.
Mother Karen Fair says the wheelchair disappeared off her front porch in the early hours Tuesday. Home security footage shows what appears to be a man wearing a hat, walking up to the porch and leaving even quicker.
Couldn't believe that someone would take a little girl's custom wheelchair.
A day later, London police were able to locate the bones of the wheelchair, returning it to the family's doorsteps.
It's broken.
And how does that feel?
Sadness.
Once a chair with 6 wheels, only 2 remain. The cushioned seat ripped from its home. The family says it will cost more than $7,000 to replace, meaning Aaliyah will have to depend on her walker to try and get around.
Really disheartening. It affects her entire life. Not having the wheelchair, we can't do anything.
While the chair is returned, London Police Service say the theft investigation is still ongoing.
We can say that we have arrested somebody in relation to an unrelated matter, and he was in possession of a stolen wheelchair at the time.
Now the family has begun their search for a temporary wheelchair as they try and raise funds for a new one. Back to you, Rita. If you've been dreaming of exploring New Zealand's stunning landscapes but want to stick a little closer to home, well, look no further than right here in Canada. Welcome to Vancouver Island. Known for its natural beauty, Tofino offers many similarities to New Zealand's scenery, with its own natural hot springs and incredible surf spots. From majestic mountains to pristine coastlines, Vancouver Island is the perfect place for those seeking unique adventures in their own backyard. First stop on our West Coast journey, we travel by boat to Hot Springs Cove.
So when you come visit us at Ahos Adventures, you'll be introduced to your guide, again, many who are New Toronto people with incredible knowledge of our territories. And you'll go on an incredible journey about 14 kilometers north around Flores Island. And upon arriving in Hot Springs Cove and disembarking from the boat, you will be in what we hope to be futurely called Miss McQuinn Marine Park.
This is where you get the opportunity to immerse yourself in this old growth forest. You can hear the birds chirping, you can feel the ocean breeze. Nothing quite says tranquility like right here in Tofino. You walk about 1.5 kilometers across this wooden boardwalk before you get to the natural hot springs. But this is one leg of the journey that you don't want to rush.
Arriving at Hot Springs Cove, you actually have a cascading waterfall of hot springs, and the actual pools go from hotter to colder as you go down. And if you hit the tide just right, which we can't guarantee, of course, you can actually sit as well in the ocean. And the point of the spiritual bathing, or usamch, in cold water is to create the space for that person to shed their ego and have a very meaningful relationship to the spirits of non-human beings. And in that space of spiritual equality, a great whaler may then enter into a protocol-based relationship with the salmon community, from where there is a contract that will allow the whaler to harvest, and for that harvest to then be provided to our people. There are very few ecosystems like this left in the world that are relatively intact. They deserve our care and attention, and we hope that when you come and visit us, you will feel a true connection to place that you can take with you wherever you go.
With an astonishing 15,000 kilometers of coastline, it's no wonder New Zealand is a world-class surfing destination. But did you know that you can catch a killer wave right here on the west coast of Canada? That's right, Tofino is the surf capital of Canada, which means you can find surfable waves all year round. Well, who better to teach a beginner how to surf than Ava from Surf Sister Surf School. I'm so excited to ride the wave. How do you think I'm gonna do?
I think you're gonna do amazing. You've got the good energy, good vibes,
got the
good
energy.
stoke. You're just gonna be good.
Okay, and this is what you do beforehand, right?
Yeah,
good luck.
Shaka. Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, cool fort. I took my first surf lesson with Surf Sister when I was about 9 years old, and I absolutely fell in love. It really is a surreal feeling. It's very spiritual, it's very magical, it's very exhilarating. You have to be watching the water, watching the conditions, you have to be very aware and very present, and that kind of puts you in this very meditative space. Almost every day out of the year, there's a place you can go to surf. We're all about getting people in the water, getting people into surfing, so the town is really supportive of those who are brave enough to give it a try. And I love living in Tofino because of this community. I have never felt more loved, supported, and encouraged than by the people that I have around me here in Tofino.
I've had such an incredible time exploring Vancouver Island. Now it's your turn.